Okay, I guess this is live. We have a lot earlier than. Give me a second. Let me see. We have a lot earlier than. Give me a second.
Okay, mami. La de la bolita verde. En Messenger, esa.
Va a ser en el Messenger de Facebook. Yo le mandé un mensaje a usted, ¿ve? Oh, ya le veo que entró. This is like nerve-wracking. Hey, Stasia. All right. Hey, Stasia. Want to say hi to Stasia? Nobody's on yet. Say hello, Stasia.
Hello.
All right, let's just get started. I know I'm 2 minutes early, but I'm trying to get the hang on this live thing, so I decided to do like 2 minutes a lot earlier than my scheduled time that I said 7 p.m. So by the time everybody starts coming in, Stasia, you could stop saying hi. So I just wanted to get up a little bit early, just to figure out this whole situation when it comes to the live. This is actually my first live, so I really don't know what to do. So I'm kind of like still figuring it out and kind of getting my mumbo jumbo here. So hi to everyone who are logging in now. So yeah, I'm here trying to figure this out, and I'm like, obviously I did tell some of you guys I am super nervous because it's just like a whole different thing, and I'm trying to like send out the lives to anybody who wanted to join the live and watch this tutorial, which is a little nervous. So I'm gonna give it a little bit, like 5 minutes in, before I start doing any of the prepping of my face and start discussing what I do on my face when it comes to like makeup. Usually I do my tutorials mostly on YouTube. So I finally got like pulled by my leg by a lot of people to kind of get on Facebook Live and kind of like start doing this tutorial thing. So I'm here. So I'm super nervous. Well, which is okay. I think it's a life lesson and it's a learning lesson on seeing how this is gonna work. So yeah. So I'm here with you guys. So yeah, let's all right. Okay. All right. So I said 5 minutes in. I guess I could talk to Stasia because I know she's watching. Even though she's texting me emojis from my mom's phone. But yeah, so I'm here just killing kind of time, a little bit of time to before everybody starts like getting into the live. So I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes, and we'll just like start proceeding with the makeup looks. I just want to share this to my personal page. Hola, Uncle Pachi, ¿cómo está? And my uncle's online too, so hola, ¿cómo está? I do speak Spanish, but I don't read. I don't read very well Spanish. So if you are gonna write anything in Spanish, you're gonna have to give me like a brace, because it takes me a little bit of a minute to kind of understand the words. So yeah, I know Uncle Pachi, my uncle's here. I'm happy. So let me share this on my personal account before we start doing anything. I'm just trying to like figure this out on it. Okay, I'm gonna share this on my personal account. Alright. ¿Cómo está, Uncle Pachi? ¿Cómo está, Charito? Alright, I just shared my live on my personal Facebook page. So like I said, I'm gonna give in 2 minutes in before we start like the tutorial and start talking about the look that we discussed. I'm just trying my best to see who is logging in. I know this like kind of hard to tell, but yeah, your girl here don't usually do live tutorials, but I'm doing it today. So okay, I guess we could just start prepping and discussing. So right now I'm gonna just start priming my face. This is the e.l.f. poreless putty. I kind of like this. It's really good for like, especially for my small pores on my face.
I cannot see anything.
Seja sees you right there. She's giving you the thumbs up. So I usually use this. Go, kid. Go play the game. Give me the scrunchie.
I like this.
So I'm using this just to apply it on my areas right here, because usually this area right here, I have my pores are really enlarged, so I kind of like this. It kind of smooths it out and gives me a good application to the foundation, and holds it very well when I start applying it. I'm gonna apply it on my forehead, even though my forehead tends to be the most, I'm really oily from here to this T-zone area, so I tend to go with more like water-based or mattifying ones to apply on my forehead. But I'm gonna start with this from e.l.f. And obviously I already moisturized. I did everything that I had to do on my face, so that's taken care of. And yeah, so gonna hey Luna, hey Irma, how are you? And hi Sean Darius. Alright, so far I have started was just priming my face. I know I got out the live a little bit earlier, but I just wanted to start that off. I wanted to like check out the live and see how it is, because it's like my first time doing any live, so I'm like a little nervous, but I'm here. So I have here is for prime, I prime my face with the e.l.f. poreless putty primer. This is really good. Like if you've never tried it, I got the sample pack on it, and so it really does justice for like any of my big pores that I have here. So for my face, I have usually a normal and oily face. So I have a combination face. So very important before you start doing anything on your face is really you have to moisturize correctly. If you use any moisturizer, any serums, anything you have to put on your face, you have to make sure you do that correctly. Your base is that moment that you moisturize. That's gonna help your makeup work for you, and it will give you that flawless finish that you're looking for. So without that, you're not having the best texture on your face. There are a lot of primers out there, so you have to see which one works for your texture, your face, and what type of skin you have. And also, when it comes to foundations, you have to be careful what you grab a foundation and mix it with your primer. So because some primers do not do well with certain foundations, like for example, like a silicone based foundation primer doesn't do well with most oil based foundations. So you have to be very careful when you apply those. Sometimes they will basically create a break through the foundation and they'll start separating because it didn't help well with the primer itself. So you have to be very careful when you start using any foundation to the face. Hi, how are you? I'm trying to figure out like this whole thing with this whole IG Facebook live, so I'm gonna try my best to get to like everybody's name. But hi everyone. So with the face, it's very important to make sure your primer works very well with your foundation. The moment, for an example, I know I want to start into the tutorial, but I just want to get into that first because that basically works on, for example, this is the elf one, this is a matte one, and this is more of a silicone base if you see it in the camera. So this doesn't do very well with certain of my foundation because it's so, like, if you see it of the texture, it's so silicone. This does very well if you have the Fenty foundation, because Fenty's primer, it is a silicone base. So if you was looking for something almost like that primer, I would recommend the elf. That's a mattifying one for, hey Cindy, and it's mostly, that's very well for certain foundations. So be careful when you use certain primers, because certain primers are not very well for certain foundations, because I've rubbed it in my hand, very slippery, the consistency of that primer, so it doesn't hold well with certain foundations. So you got to make sure your primer works well for your foundation. So basically it starts from your base, which is your how you moisturize, your serum, and everything that you do way before you start applying that foundation. And after you apply that primer that works very well for your skin, then you will start working into a foundation. I usually don't start my foundations first on any of my tutorials, but I am gonna do now, so I guess so we could build up from where I start. Hi Mary, how are you? So right now for my face, I just showed that I use the elf. So everyone who's coming in, I'm using the elf poreless putty primer, and this is the consistency of it. It's almost like a sort of like a lotion material, so it does sink into the skin very fast, so you're not gonna have any issues with waiting for it to go in like this one with the silicone base that I just showed. So just be careful what you use on your face, because then it will separate the foundation. As you could tell, it's a very giving and gloss. If I would put a foundation on this, it will separate it when I'm applying it on it. So you gotta be careful which ones you're using. So I'm gonna go with my foundation. Like I said, I always start with my eyes, but since we're doing starting from top and up, because a lot of people do their foundation first and they do after their eyes. So I have the Milani's one. This is my favorite drugstore one. This is also anybody who buys cruelty-free brands. This is a cruelty-free brand right here, and I'm on soft beige. So when I apply this, I actually like this foundation with a brush, not with a sponge, but I'm gonna use a regular foundation brush, and this is just right here. I'm gonna apply it on the back of my hand to kind of like warm it up, and I'm just trying to find my mirror because now I don't know where's it at. Okay, so I basically apply it. Yeah, I love Milani too. Like, they really have really fantastic products in their line. So I'm kind of like warming it up on the back of my hand, and I kind of like, so my sister recommended this look. So she recommended a sort of natural glam everyday look for you to wear to go to work. So I'm gonna basically take it. Hey, how are you? So basically we're gonna grab from the bottom to the top. So let's start with this, and I'm gonna go ahead and start applying it in these little areas where I have, like, because my skin is not the best skin in the world, but I have a few blemishes. So I'm gonna start applying this very little and applying and tapping it to my skin. So I'm gonna just do that. So very little, and it's tapping. This foundation is very thick, and it is a full coverage foundation. So if you are looking for any full coverage foundation from the drugstore, I would recommend it. But you also got to work fast with this foundation. It definitely does dry out very quickly, so you got to move as quickly as you can. And it's all tap, tap, tap. And grab some more in the back of my hand. So I'm going to show you how it looks from one side of it. You should try it, Cynthia. The color, I know Jody tried it, and she's one shade upper. I'm soft beige, and I think she went with medium beige, and it looked fantastic on her skin. And then she tried their concealer. I ran out of their concealer, and I don't have it, but their concealer is, and I use the light vanilla. Hey Jamie. So I'm gonna just show you how it looks. So I'm tapping it. Okay, so you see how it looks? Look how you saw that I had like a little, Sean, you saw I had a little mark here, so it covered it. So just that one layer of foundation. And usually when I do is, like, if you felt like if you grab way too much foundation and you apply it, grab a sponge, any of your beauty blenders work, and I kind of dab it right here and kind of pick up any excess of it. Jamie, don't be supporting him with I tried it and I love it. He's the worst. And then you just pick it up. So just in case you just picked up way too much, I like to pick it up with a sponge just in case. And then I just go ahead and apply it in those areas that I probably need a little bit more. So, oh babe, Anastasia's here watching too, so she's using my mom's account, so say hello to her. So as you see, look, it has a very beautiful glowy finish to it, and it does have a nice, like, I love how it leaves my face from, you see how my face looks here, and then we have the foundation that covered it. So it does have, it's very buildable too, so you could build it up. But remember, like I said, this is it's a very heavy foundation, but you gotta work fast, because if the moment you don't work fast, it dries up on you and it's over for you. So you're gonna have to start all over. So you gotta move quickly. In case, all right, so many of us, yeah, it's with a sponge, it helps, because a lot of, like, I'm very picky when it comes to like using blending like a beauty sponge or anything like that, because sometimes I feel like I leave certain spots on my face. But like when I use a brush, I feel like I have some type of control of where I'm putting my foundation in, and I pat it, and then using the sponge kind of allows me to pick up any excess like extra of the foundation on it. Because sometimes I'm very a heavy-handed person, so I kind of go ahead very like heavy on it. So I go ahead and apply it, like I'll go ahead and grab it. And so you also got to blend it down to your neck, because you don't want your face not matching your neck. That's embarrassing, ladies. So yeah, like with brushes, I feel like you have like this, like when a foundation brush compared to, let's use this brush so I could give you an example. All right, so you see this brush, it's more of a thicker head to it, pause, but it's a very thick. So as you see, it's very dense and it picks up a lot of product for me, so it tends to be very heavy. So I have to go in with a brush to pick it up. But with a foundation brush, I feel like I pick up less of the product and I'm able to work better with it. So I'm basically patting and just like painting, and like you painting the canvas of your face. And there goes my brush, and I'm gonna pat that in just to pick up any of the extra foundation that I probably went a little crazy. And I like to use the back of my hand because it allows me to control what I use and kind of warm up the foundation before. And also I did my eyebrows. I cheated. I went ahead and did that because I didn't want to do my eyebrows in camera. So I'm applying it right here. I'm gonna pat And if you ever feel like you grab way too much, just use a back or use a napkin to wipe down your brush a little bit, and it'll kind of allow you to like remove a little bit of the excess. Oh yeah, Luna, please share the lives, everyone. Share the live. Thank you. I forgot to say that. I got into like basically YouTube mode on for like 1 second. Hi, Amelia. So I got like into like YouTube mode for like 2 seconds, and I kind of didn't like realize I should ask people to share the live. So right now I'm just patting it. So, and there we go. With the foundation we have covered, and I'm just gonna grab again and pick up any excess of the foundation you could possibly have and just pat. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, everyone who's sharing. And just pat. All right. So there you go. Foundation is done. And if you want to add an extra layer, then I will recommend to add an extra layer. 1 layer for me is enough. I'm not going to go ahead and add more if I don't need it. So like I said, it's a full coverage foundation, and it is buildable. But like I said, you have to be very careful. It dries up fast, and you gotta move fast with that foundation. Oh, recommendation: if any of your foundation does get sort of like very thick to kind of like move, use a setting spray. A setting spray into the foundation. Just say if you put here and you didn't go ahead and use it right away, just go ahead, hit a setting spray on the back of your hand, and it will kind of start moving that foundation again, and you could kind of pick it up and apply it on your face. Because sometimes we are busy, and as moms, sometimes we don't hurry up and start using our makeup. Sometimes it gets a little difficult to blend out. Just use a setting spray and water it up, and you'll be able to go ahead and blend it in your face with no problem. As you see, I'm able to go ahead and pat this on my back of my hand with no problem, just because I just used that setting spray to kind of wet that area up. So in case you was wondering ever, if you like, oh, why I don't like to use the back of my hand, because it gets dried up really quickly, just wet it with a little bit of the setting spray, and it just like, it'll move that foundation with no problem. Okay, for concealer, I know a lot of people with concealer, there's a lot of people that do the V. I do that. That's when I want to be like extra dramatic when it comes to like tutorials to create the whole V. But this is a natural glam look for your everyday. So the Milani one, this is the one I use, and this is the light vanilla. I'm really out of it, but I'm just keeping it because I got to buy a new one of this, and I need the color of it. But I'm gonna use, I have Maybelline Age Rewind right here, which is in color Fair, and I have here the Fenty Beauty one. So let's use Fenty with this foundation today. All right, all right, I know we all do this, but I'm gonna show you a different way to go ahead and brighten up your area of your eye. I learned this from a makeup artist on YouTube. I will definitely write his name later on this tutorial. So after learning that from that makeup artist, you got to give credit where you learn certain things. So the fact that I learned this, it has changed my whole routine when it comes to like my everyday look, and not creating this whole area being so bright under the eyes. So dab right here and dab right here and dab right here. I know at first it's gonna look like, no, I'm used to doing the V, but just notice, if you want to, I'm gonna use my fingers so I could show you. You're gonna use your fingers. Use your ring finger. It's the finger that doesn't tug as much under the eye, because you want something. Hey Jody, you want something that's not gonna pull. No, Anastasia's not the Jeffree Star. It's the Rihanna one. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up a little bit. I'm gonna use my other finger to just tap it up here, and I'm gonna bring it down. And if you want to, you could bring it down a little bit to your nose. This avoids to waste a lot of product, but you also kind of like brighten up this little area right here. And I'm gonna tap. Look how brighter the eye looks without having to have the overly dramatic of having that whole big V-line shape. You could do that if you want to, but right here it is. I'm so sorry, I should have showed you guys right here. It's the Rihanna one, Fenty collection, her concealer, and 170. I'm so sorry. Because on YouTube I would have wrote right here, like during the tutorial, which concealer I was wearing. No, it's not the Jeffree Star one. I never tried his concealers, but I do have his setting powder. So as you see, it looks so much like it brightened up that area a lot better. I'm gonna go ahead here and tap it. I'm gonna do the same thing. The Rihanna concealer, just like her foundation, dries out fast, and that's also another thing you gotta, when you start learning certain foundations or certain products that you're using, you'll learn very fast which ones dry quickly and the ones that you have to really like. How do you feel like using your fingers is better than a brush? Well, when it comes to my fingers, I like to use it on certain things. Like coming to like the eye, I kind of feel like with my fingers, I have some type of self-control with it. When it comes to a sponge, it picks up more product that I don't need from my foundation to be picked up, or concealer. So you could still use it, but just make sure you will pick up a lot of the foundation or concealer onto the brush itself. So you really have to see what's more convenient for you. For me, I like to use my fingers under the line, under my eyes, because I have some type of self-control because of the eye itself and the lines. Because you know we're getting older, so we gotta make sure we get into those lines. So I feel like with the finger, you go ahead and tap that in. Yeah, you use less product. So the point is, during this whole quarantine, I did not spend a lot. I haven't bought makeup like that because I was on Luma's live and I said I was missing 3 things, and I just realized that how bad I was, like really short on makeup. But it's okay because I'm gonna have to order it. But using your fingers, and sometimes the brush in your fingers, you tend to use less product. The sponge, you tend to pick up a lot more, and the sponge soaks it up, so to kind of loosen it up. Yes, when it comes to concealers, under your eyes, you want to go a shade lighter. But if you're trying to cover any blemishes like pimples, avoid light concealers, because the only issue is that you're gonna highlight those pimples. So if I go ahead and grab the concealer I just used that highlighted my eyes, if I go ahead and cover maybe this little dark spot that I have, the light is gonna go ahead, the lighter concealer is gonna basically go ahead and highlight that, and so people gonna actually look at that. You're focusing that. When you actually lighten something up, you want to lighten it, you want to bring it towards your eyes. So with a lighter concealer, you go ahead and put it on your blemish, everybody's gonna look at it. So you want to kind of avoid that. So if you want to cover any pimples, use your natural, like that same color of your foundation to add extra coverage on those pimples. Try to avoid having a lighter shade to cover any of these like acne scars, because then you just bring in attention to your face, and that's one thing you want to avoid. You want to avoid that attention to those acne marks on your face. So for setting, I am now using the Jeffree Star for setting powder, and I gotta be careful because I forgot to close the lid onto it, so it's like all over the place. This is just a regular translucent powder. It doesn't have a shade number, it's just the color white. When it comes to powder, depending on how oily your skin, you still got to set your face depending on your texture of your skin, but depending on your texture, or depending how oily, you know exactly where you want to go ahead and powder your face. So when it comes to this, I'm only gonna powder my forehead and where I went with the concealer, just to go ahead and seal those areas up so no creasing will happen. I'm using just a big brush and just I'm patting to my skin just to go ahead and do that. So and then if you want to go ahead and conceal under your like use your powder, go ahead and use a smaller brush that will allow you to have some type of control around the area and to pat those in case you wanted to do that. So you could work with a smaller brush just to go ahead and seal your concealer, which you just did. So you're just basically covering up your work. If you want to, you could go ahead and just use the whole brush and pat the whole thing, very gentle. I like to do it very soft because I don't want to move any of my progress that I did with my foundation. So I'm just setting it up with the powder very lightly to the face. All right, so when it comes to, we're gonna jump into now the eyes, the look that my sister recommended. And this is a natural glam look that you could probably use it for work. I would show you how to elevate it to like maybe a nighttime look. We'll see how the live is going, and then we'll see from there. So I'm gonna prime my lids. I have oily lids. When I do that, it burns my eyes. That's my daughter who's writing that. It burns her eyes. I'm using the Milani's eye primer. I like this primer for my lids. I have very oily lids, so this kind of holds my oils. So I'm using my fingers. Sean, stop. My son is so I use my fingers to get my concealer on my concealer. My eye primer. I sometimes have a bad habit of using my concealer as an eye primer, and I don't really recommend it because your concealer has oils in it. So what's happening is if you have oily lids, you having the transfer of these shadows into your, basically on your lids. So you ever experience that when you notice that your eyeshadows are basically having a break of separation? Is because of the primer that you use, the eye primer you're using, or you're using a concealer base to prime your eyes, and so it's separating your shadows itself. So avoid using any concealer for eye primer. So avoid that. No bueno. You could do it if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it because it does create some type of separation to the lid, to the eye. So I'm here trying to like figure out, because I have I went into my stuff, 3 shadows. I have the NYX Modern Day Dreamer. I did a look with this one. I got the Urban Decay Naked palette, and I got the Kim Kardashian So Fire collection right here. They all have neutral colors that I could go ahead and work with. So I'm trying my best to see where I'm trying to mess around with, but let's go ahead, like I always say, is go with the win. All right, also a little trick, because I don't show you guys, I see people using concealer on the lids and it creases. Yes, when you use concealer on the lid, it definitely does crease because of the oils that the concealer has. When you build up these concealers, it has certain like oils, it has all these other products that create these creases into the lid, so you have to avoid that. That's a I have a bad habit. I do it because when I don't find my primer, but if I'm going out, I find my eye primer for everything. But like for a tutorial, I'll just use a concealer because I'm not going nowhere, and it's just for that. Okay, so when I use my like brushes, I am very like lazy, and sometimes I only use 3 brushes at any tutorial that I'm using. You could pick these stuff on Amazon. I could go ahead and link it up for you guys later on after this tutorial, but these are like these scrubbers. So you go ahead, and any brush that you're using, you could go ahead and scrub your brush on it, and it will definitely remove any shadows that you were using. So if you have a particular brush that you like to use multiple times, then I'll recommend one of these. These are like pillow pads, and you go ahead and scrape it through the brush and removes any of the excess of the shadows. So if you are like me who don't like to use more than one brush, I would recommend that. So I'm trying to think what to do, but let's go and let me not think no more, because I don't want to bore you guys with so much information in this. Yes, the concealer basically removes the eyeshadow off. It's like it's missing with the oil base. Yes, Cynthia, you need to get one of those. It's like so like convenient. Like it cleans it right off, and you could continue using it. And I'm like a really picky person when it comes to my brushes. I like to use like maybe 2, and I'm kind of like, this one I washed it, and this is like my brush that I use non-stop, and it's like a little wet, and I'm kind of like trying to like dust it off, kind of like dry it really quickly. to the look, and I'm like, not happening. All right, so I'm gonna start with no, baby Sean is telling me to do blue. He wants you to have blue eyelids for the first tutorial today. No, this is all right. So I'm gonna grab here the NYX Modern Day Dreamer, and I'm gonna grab this like basically taupe color. It looks like a taupe color, but it doesn't have any numbers. Yes, you could just use that sponge. So look, I just picked it up with the shadow, and I'm gonna use that sponge thing. Look how it just took off all that shadow that I just put on that brush. And look, there's nothing on the brush. Logan is watching it too and loves and say hi. Oh, hi, Logan. So you just saw it just removed all that shadow that was there. My brush is like still wet and I still want to use it. I don't care. But that, it's like one of the best investments you could do, because I have a bunch of brushes, but I have a bad habit of just using only 4. And I don't want to, and then I also have a bad habit of not washing my brushes as often. So that kind of helps with the shadows. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and I'm going to use a fluffy brush, and or you could use any of your eyeshadow brush or anything that picks up your pack out of shadows. So I'm going to just go ahead and, Sean, can you stop making noise? I want to use this brush, but I don't know. So, because it's a little still. All right, so I'm going to pat this color all over the lid and kind of take it a little bit to my crease. Just I'm going to pack it up. I'm going to pack it up. And I'm just going to apply this all over my lid. So this look is just for like a very like daytime appropriate for you going to work and you just want to add some type of shadows without feeling overly. Hi Maria. Yes, a brush for the best. Yeah, it definitely is. It's like one of the best things to buy. I'll definitely link it after the live. Oh, and if I do link anything from Amazon, I do earn a small commission. I'm telling you guys right now. Because I'm connected with Amazon affiliate program, so anything that I do promote from Amazon, I will link it. But I do own, I get a small commission if you do buy it through the link. But if you don't feel comfortable, I will also link other places that you could, or I'll give you the name so you guys can research it on Amazon, so you can feel comfortable researching it yourself. But those little sponge thing is such a good investment for anybody who don't like to use a lot of brushes. All right, so I'm just grabbing that same shade and just kind of like just mixing it around using that and getting it to the crease. So I'm putting it all over my lid and just going ahead to the crease. I got you, Cynthia. I'm gonna link it after this. So I'm gonna grab that same color again. So you don't have to have this palette if you don't have it, but get a similar shade like this, because I know like my sister and my cousin Jody, they love their neutral shades. So I know y'all got that same, y'all have colors like that in the thing. So when I apply that, I'm using a very like a blending brush to work on my lid. You could work with an eyeshadow brush, but like I said, this is my favorite brush, and I kind of am a sucker for it. You see, Jody, I know, because you wouldn't dare do no bright colors on your eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this all over to the crease. And just like blend it very nicely. And I usually like to do is apply a little and build it. Like little, build it, because then you can know exactly what you want to do on your lid, because you don't want to go ahead. Hi Tanya. I'm glad. Listen, I love makeup shopping, so ask Jody. We go makeup shopping before this whole pandemic happened. We was like in all these stores. So, all right, so I was wondering, this palette only retails $35 and you get like multiple shades here. So if you're a girl that doesn't have a lot of shadows but you want to invest in something with bright colors, and you could go ahead and invest in this. This is just 35 bucks. NYX Cosmetics has it if you want to just try it. Hey, how are you? Oh, thank you. It's very simple. My sister wanted like a very simple look because she wanted something to wear like every day. So this is for the first day for our simple girls out there that doesn't want to do too much. Okay, so I'm really satisfied with my lids and I'm not going to add any more. You could go ahead and add a little bit more pigment to the eyelids if you want to. But remember, I'm really just creating this look to have a simple look for anybody who's really trying to go out there. I could use the same eye palette, but you know what? I'm going to go with the So Fire collection from Miss Kim Kardashian herself, and I'm gonna go with this dark brown. It's like a almost like a burgundy, or you could either go with like a brown color. I feel like brown is a very most friendly color for a more neutral workplace. You could do black, but certain people get a little nervous wearing black eyeliner or any like dark shades while going to work. So keep it into the neutral family. Using your browns are the best way to use it. So I'm gonna grab a like sort of a eyeliner brush. Don't ask me where I got this brush. I got it somewhere and it's just there. So I'm gonna go ahead and sort of, for my birthday I went, yes you did, Anastasia. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a line. Actually, I want to blend this out a little bit more. Blend that out. And also remember, you need, I think black is more, yeah, black, like certain people get a little nervous for black for during the daytime, but black, a lot of people love to use it during the nighttime because it's more suitable. It has that sexy, like vampy type of look that you could get. So with a liner, with a brush that is packed, don't, like I said, don't ask me where I got it from, because I'm cheap when it comes to brushes and I buy whatever I see and wherever I can afford, because I don't like to spend too much. And my thing is, hey girl, how are you? Thanks for joining the live. And I feel like with, what was I gonna say, I don't like to spend money on brushes, and I feel like you could find some in different price points. I'm cheap when it comes to that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a dark, you could use a dark brown, and we're gonna create a sort of a liner. You're gonna create here and you're gonna bring it to your, like basically if you're creating a wing liner, but you're gonna try to get it as close as your lash line. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that right there. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of the darker brown. I'm gonna apply it, and this takes a little practice. Obviously, if you're not really good with the liner, using a shadow base to create your liner is a good way to kind of like start practicing on your liner. So I grab a little bit and I'm kind of gonna flick it a little bit to it to create that, like if I'm creating a liner, very gentle. And right here is up to you if you want to create, how you call, add a brown liner to your eye look. But this is very simple if you want to go ahead and just going to work and you want to just create this very supernatural, like very light on the look. So we're gonna go ahead and apply it, and we're gonna do that on the other eye before we go ahead and step to the next thing. So this is the part, like I don't like talking when I do my liner because I like to like concentrate and try to get it as tight to the area as you can. I'm gonna go ahead and flick it. I'm trying not to poke my eye, but I'm gonna go ahead and pack that close to the line, lash line, and I'm gonna flick it like you're creating a liner. It doesn't have to be super perfect because we're gonna go ahead and grab a blending brush. I'm gonna blend it out a little bit. Well, Stasia, it's not a eyeliner. Well, it's sort of like a liner because you're using it with using a shadow to create the eyeliner. So you could go ahead and start dusting that a little bit to kind of drag that a little bit to the bottom of the lash line. But you're gonna go ahead and blend that in to the line. I'm gonna do the same thing as the other eye. I'm gonna blend that into the thing. And then we're gonna blend it, and then we're gonna grab a, alright, I know I said no black, but you're gonna see what I'm saying, a little black. Trust me, it's all part of the master plan. Where's my black shade? So I'm gonna grab the Naked Urban Decay palette, and I'm not very happy with this black because it has shimmer to it, but we're gonna go with Hustle. That's probably like the darkest one close to the black. But I'm just gonna go ahead and add that to the bottom of the eyeliner. If you hear jumping, that's my son. He's on the bed and he's jumping. Baby Sean is jumping. I'm gonna just tighten it up a little bit. Go ahead and add that. And then we're gonna add the black and kind of like tighten it up a little bit. As you see, I'm not dragging the black shadow to any of the areas to the lid. Like I said, it's very soft. It's for somebody who really doesn't want to wear too much makeup, but still create a very nice look for her to go ahead and still create. Go ahead and blend that out with. And then this is the moment if you want to do any adjustments of the eyeliner and make sure everything looks in sync to it. All right. So we're gonna grab the same dark shade if you're using like a dark brown color, and we're gonna go ahead and bring it down to the waterline of your eyes. I'm gonna just go ahead and drag it. I'm using the same eyeliner brush because I'm gonna blend that out. And do the same thing to the other eye. I'm gonna blend it out. And with a blending brush, we're gonna blend that out and kind of drag it a little bit to the, so it doesn't look so harsh on the bottom of your eyes. I'm gonna blend that in, kind of blending it with that liner that you created. If you want to, you would go ahead and grab a liner. If you want to go ahead and identify the eyeliner if you would like to. But I'm gonna skip the liner this time around, kind of like in case you don't want to like mess with the liner, because that would definitely elevate the look a little bit. So blending it with the, gonna blend that out a little bit. And I'm gonna pick up have a little bit of eyeshadow fall out. This is why I don't like to do my foundation first, but it's okay. Just pick up any excess to it. Alright. So as you can see, how simple is this look? It's very simple for anybody who just wants to create something so far. So we're gonna go ahead and continue doing it. I'm coming over with this pandemic. I got you, Jamie. It's simple, Jamie. It's not that hard. It's not. Alright, so here it goes. You could either leave the look just like this and, like I said, use a brown liner and go ahead and identify it a little bit more to the liner if you want to. But I am me. So I'm gonna go ahead and add like a highlighter color into the corner to kind of like pop that in, and I'm gonna just go with this bronzer color right here, and I'm pick it up with like a more of a stiffer brush. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it right outside of the outer corners of the eyes, just very lightly, because I still want the brightness in the corner of my eyes, but I don't want it too like too powerful, because remember, this is supposed to be very suitable for a everyday look. So you're not really trying to like make it superly like overly crazy. You just want it to be very soft, very wearable. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this a little bit to the, kind of bringing it to middle of the lid. Thank you, Cynthia. Anastasia, how do you make it look so good?
What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna add this color right here, Cyn.
I know what you're gonna say after you record.
Hold on, Sean, give me a second.
You're gonna say.
I'm gonna use that blending brush. Sean, I'm live. And I'm gonna go ahead and just blend that into my brush. Kind of like add it to. Because who I am a person who loves to overly highlight. So this is my personality that I can't help it to go ahead and add more. Hey, Frankie, I'll let baby Sean know. I don't think he knows that I'm live. He thinks I'm just recording, so he's like making so much noise in the background. He was, you saw that? He was about to blow up my spot. I was about to say, boy, you better stop.
I'm gonna jump.
He thinks he's a wrestler. Logan wants me to do purple and blue. He got it. No, he's here thinking he's a wrestler. He has Spider-Man on the floor about to jump off of it. Like, kid is crazy. Alright, so there we go. It's very simple. I will finish my eyes later, but we're going to go ahead and do the face. Frankie said that he's going to find you at the ring. He's laughing. He's laughing. So I'm just gonna grab this. This is from Docet color. I'm just gonna use the Hello Kitty, the Minnie Mouse collection, to add blush to my face. He is just thinking this is like a wrestling ring to him today right now. He knows I'm recording, but he doesn't care. And this is what I really deal with when I do any YouTube videos. I have to like really be patient. So I'm gonna grab this blush. You could either contour, but I can't contour. That's one of the things I was kind of missing. I didn't have any foundation, any concealer in a darker shades for me to contour. So we're kind of skipping that. In the next tutorial, I will show you guys how to do a more natural contour for like if you wanted to do going to work. Purple and blue. Blue and purple. What is it with your Logan, Anastasia? Thank you, Mary. Thanks, Sean. Mr. Senior Sean is here watching me. All right. So when we do our blush, I know it says do the apples of your cheeks. So when you say smile and do your blush. So when you smile, you see your apples? It's right here. And it drops, right? So if you put your blush where your apples are at, hold on, Sean. It drops. So what you're doing is creating you're creating a drag to your face. So you want to lift. So you got to think about lifting. So you don't want to put your blush here because apples of the cheek, you're bringing it down. So you're dragging your face. You kind of want to elevate your face. So it's about looking young. I'm going to put I put way too much blush on that. And you're going to go ahead and pat that into your skin. You want your blush to make you elevate. You want to elevate your cheeks. You don't want to smile and it drops.
Drop.
Because it's about looking young and kind of giving that illusion that your cheeks are still perky and you still have those young cheeks when you was in high school. And with this blush is basically build it up, but if you put a lot, forget it, it's over for you. So very lit. I'm building up my brush. See the difference of my cheeks? When I'm smiling, I'm still having the illusion that my blush is still on my cheekbones, but I'm not dragging my face. So I kind of want to elevate my face. So I'm going to go ahead and elevate it. I could have concealed this spot, but I'm going to try to get... Stasia, I put too much blush. Stasia, remember I always tell you, is you start with a little and then you build it. Because certain brands sometimes... What do you do to make sure you don't have too much? So I kind of use the back of my hand. As you notice, I kind of removed a little bit of the blush, Sean. That's why I look old. Them damn apples. Yo, Jamie, I can't stand you. So I use the back of my hand to kind of remove a little bit of the excess. But if you do, in case I weigh too much on your blush when you are applying, just grab a cleaner one and kind of like blend that out. Just blend that out to your face and just make sure you're bringing it up. Don't bring it down. You want to look young. You want to look young, and you want to kind of bring that up to the cheeks and kind of... And I went with a peachy blush because it's more, we're looking like summertime. We want to have that beautiful, healthy glow on your face. So you want to go ahead and do that. So I would, like I said, I'm going to definitely do the whole contour in another video, but we're doing very simple, and this is like for those who don't want to go ahead and do the whole contouring steps, just want to do a quick eyeshadow look, add blush, do this, and just walk out the door without having to, I need to contour my nose, I need to do this. We're gonna avoid all that. So we're gonna go with highlighter. I love highlighter, and I overly use highlighter like there is no tomorrow, and I know many of us do, and we love to look like the sun is kissing us, and we just overly do it. So you could grab your highlighter brush. I like to use a brush like this to highlight because I am a little over a beast. I'm using the Jaclyn Hill's highlighter thing. I have mixed emotions about this. I'm using this color right here. I have a love and hate relationship with this palette, but as many products that we do have, we have love and hate relationship. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start with my nose, and I usually like, yeah, like the highlighter, it's like it seals the whole deal of the look. Like you need to, and also remember, you want to focus on where the sun hits you. So the reflection of where you get the sun at, that's where you want to highlight. But like I'm a beast when it comes to highlighter, I don't follow those tricks. So don't do like me. Don't be the bad example. But I'll show you how I highlight on my face. And when the pandemic ends, maybe I'll get somebody to come sit on this chair and I do their makeup, and I'll show you like a different, like how I actually would do somebody else's makeup. Because I don't do their makeup like I do my makeup when it comes to this highlighters. Highlighters, I overly. So when I start highlighting, I like to on the tip of like where my bridge bone is. You just saw that I don't have like a super small nose, but I have like a decent sized nose. And if you notice, I highlighted very tip of the nose. If I was contouring, it would like kind of connect everything. But since I'm not contouring, and we'll do that for the next live, I just hitting the tip. So this is kind of elevating my nose a little bit. To kind of bring the nose to be a little bit of a, and I'm going to go ahead and hit it right there on the top of my nose. To kind of like bring it up, like a little perky it up. Like I'm perking up my nose. It's the fake nose, like a little nose enhancement that you do with your highlighter. So as you can tell, and if you want to go ahead, I always add a little bit in these areas, kind of like very lightly, to kind of like Yeah, it didn't out my nose just using the highlighter. So I just did out my nose just a little bit. If I was contouring, it would have definitely go ahead. I would have showed you guys a lot more. But like I said, I will definitely do that in another video. And then I go with on the top of my top of my nose, top of my lip. And I go ahead and apply that right there. Just like giving some definition to the lip. And I'm gonna go to the bottom of my lip. Very lightly. Listen, I feel like I am like, I fake it till I make it when it comes to like creating the idea of my lips looking a little bit more enhanced. Yeah, so that's how, if you ever notice that like when I do my videos or like my pictures, my lips look a lot fuller. So I'm just creating the illusion of that my lips are more perky. So you'll see it like when I do the lip, like add the liner, everything connects. Like all this is like connection. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight on the face, and I'm gonna go very lightly and then build it to the face. And I'm gonna go ahead and build it very little. So see, I build it very little to my face and kind of blend it. I always feel like you start with a little bit, and if you are obsessed with highlighter like I am, then you go extreme and you don't give a shit. Let the next person get blinded by your highlighter. So go ahead and apply it right to the bone. You see my high pitch of my bone. I like to highlight it there and kind of like, it's giving the illusion of higher cheekbones. Listen, I'm telling you, we gotta fake it until we make it, until we get some Botox to help us with our faces. So we gotta go ahead and apply it to the top. See how it just creating an illusion of it. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're almost done with the look. I tell you, this was gonna be like the super quick look. So I'm using mascara. I don't have a lash curler. I lost mine. I don't know where is it at. So if you have an eyelash curler, go ahead and do so. Go ahead and squeeze those lashes up and go ahead and do so. Yo, I be thinking too, I be like, man, I could do a little bit of this, kind of bring up my face. And Sean looks at me like I'm crazy. Men always look at us like we're crazy. And they be like, you don't need that. You don't need that. Who told ya? I didn't need your opinion. Just support me. And support the madness that I want to do. Even if I'm too scared to do it. You know I'm chicken shit. Okay, I just put, yeah, I know. Look, I accidentally put mascara on my lids, and I'll show you how to clean that up in a second. That's by mistake. Yeah, I want to look young forever. Makeup just, you're gonna do the opposite anyways. It's true. You know it's true. That's like when I ask you, oh, should I wear this or should I wear that? And you tell me, no, you should wear this. And I go ahead and not wear what you told me to. How nice. That's true, because when I tell you, oh, I want to do something, you be like, yeah, do it if you want to. And then he's lying because he actually doesn't want me to do it. Men are sneaky and they know how to do stuff. Alright, so I'm adding my mascara.
Mom, who is this?
Sean, I can't see. You see, even my son is plotting against me.
It's not a cheek. That nose.
So we just added the mascara. Yo, the worst part is I got Frankie and Sean on this live talking about that's the way how you do it. Yeah, I can't stand ya. Alright, so I got a little bit mascara. I'm gonna wait for it to dry. When your mascara dries, it's so much easier to clean it out. So we're gonna just leave that alone. And we're gonna focus on the lips. So for lips, grab a nude lip liner. Nude lip liners are the easiest way to fake it till you make it. So you want to go ahead and with a liner. Oh, before you do your lips, do a lip scrub. When you do a lip scrub, you're kind of moving the blood flow of the lips. I did a lip scrub before I came out to the live, so my lips are looking sort of decent. But use a lip scrub. It will allow your lips to kind of get a little pumped up and kind of move the blood flowing to kind of get that going. So I'm using a new lip, and I'm going a little bit under my lip, and I'm just doing. You know, when I think of Save Ives, all I think about is the stuff we watch, Jody. How horrible it is for our skin. And how bad we used to use it as teenagers. I know. You should do the DIY one with the honey. But I have MAC. I shouldn't be talking about any nonsense. But I have the MAC Cosmetics one, and I'm gonna use it. No, St. Vibes is so bad. Their whole brand is so bad. It's so bad. I'm thinking about concealing this area, but I feel like I set my face up, but I don't like this mark. But I'm still debating on that one. Okay, for lips, I went with a new liner, and as you could tell, I look like I have a little bit going on. So I'm gonna add, so glosses. I use different lip glosses, but my favorite gloss is the NYX Cosmetics Fillers. This is the bomb. If you never bought the NYX Cosmetics Fillers, it has like a peppermint sensation. This kind of like, it plumps up your lips, if you ever thought about it. Oh, I recommend you one, Cynthia. Do you want to make your own? Because making your own is super easy. Like it's just like what Jody said, sugar and honey. I think it's a teaspoon. Jody, is it a teaspoon of sugar, teaspoon honey? If you want to do it the organic way, yeah. You make it, get a jar. If you don't want to buy, if you want to buy, you go ahead and buy it. There's like different ones in the market, but teaspoon of honey and teaspoon of sugar. Put it in a little container and make it. Isn't it with olive oil, Jody? Because I think you have to add olive oil to kind of get you want to get the nourish of the oil in it. So you have to add, I think you have to add olive oil, honey, and sugar. When I find it, Cynthia, I'll put it on the post on how you could create your own of your lip scrub, and then I'll show it to you. I'll post it here. But I'm positive it's olive oil, honey, and sugar. Because sugar helps scrub up any of the dead cells. Honey is very nourishment. And I think the olive oil helps with something. Yeah, I think it's very little bit of the olive oil. But I think you still need the olive oil for it to create the consistency. So we're going to look for a very neutral lip. Because we're going to work and we don't want to look... Alright, you know what? I do have a new color, but I'm so like, yeah, like, okay. I'm trying to think, since we are required to wear mask, and I'm trying to think my best, like, or a matte liquid lipstick work for this look, because you know we have to wear mask and we have to wear lipstick, but we're gonna act like the mask requirements are not existing. I'm using the Kali Cosmetic. This is for her holiday collection that she came out with, Ulta Beauty. I don't have too much, like, so much lip colors. I should have picked out a few to decide on it. Can you send me what you need in text? What is Seja, what are you talking about? I have no idea what Seja's talking about. So I'm gonna apply this on the lips. And you could really like finish this look with any lip color that you desire. Anastasia, when you come home, we'll do it. Trying to think what she's talking about. Alright, so I have the lip color. You could go ahead and pop a gloss to it. I'm gonna add a lip gloss to it because this is like super matte. So I'm gonna go with the NYX one, and I'm gonna put it a little bit on my fingers just because I just want it just in a middle of my lips, and then it's gonna pump it up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and finish the look with, actually I'm gonna show you guys how to remove this right there, that mascara. So usually when it scrapes off, you could use a Q-tip to kind of like remove it, but I doubt that baby Sean want to pass me a Q-tip. Right, Sean? Can you go get me the Q-tips from the bathroom? Please. Thank you, babe. I thought I wasn't gonna mess up my eyes. I need the Q-tips. Thank you, Papa man. See, Sean, little Sean is so helpful. I'm gonna use a Q-tip and kind of like go ahead and rub that off. And it comes off. And I don't wet my Q-tip because what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna end up removing the shadows. And just in case if your shadow does get a little bit removed from the Q-tips, I was thinking he was. Just go ahead and grab that shade again and just gonna pot that right in. I was thinking he was gonna catch a fit, especially that he's playing wrestling right now and he hasn't done none of the work you told him to do today. I'm gonna apply that all over, and you should have heard him because he just paused the game and kind of looked at me like, "Are you snitching on me?" So
No, next time I'm not doing anything for you.
he said he ain't gonna do nothing for me now for telling on him. So we have different setting spray, but if you want, because me and Jody have been super crazy when it comes to like adding sunscreen. Ask Sean, Jody, poor Sean has been getting the torture with the sunscreen, the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer face spray. If you want to go ahead, spray this on your face because sunscreen is very good and it will allow you to dab on his face. Frankie said if you don't do if you don't do your homework, you're gonna get the chair shot. You're gonna get the chair to the back. You heard, baby Sean?
Me?
Yes, you.
What's that John?
He gonna beat you up in the wrestling ring with a chair shot.
Huh?
Frankie. Oh, and I also got this, Jody. I haven't tried it yet, but I did spray it on my arm, and it has this fantastic glow, like big time. And this is the one that J-Lo's makeup artist is using.
Practicing.
Oh, Frankie, he said he has been practicing. So he said, get ready. Get ready for baby Finbala. He's coming to get you. This is the one that
his stomach.
he said he's gonna hurt your stomach, Frankie. You got some real beef over here. But this is the one for her makeup artist use. Is this one. But this is another alternative if you don't want this to get smacked in your face. But this is another alternative. So when it comes to setting spray, it's all depending on what your preference. What are you looking for? If you want to mattify your face, you'll go with a setting foundation to mattify. All right. When it comes to the setting spray, it's always depending on your face, how oily you are, and what are you looking for when it comes to that. So I'm gonna go ahead with, I have these two options today. Both of them are Wet n Wild. I have also, you know, this one is a really good one if you want it to last all day. But I'm just gonna go ahead with the Wet n Wild natural finish because we're trying to keep the look very natural, very glowy for the rest of the day. So I'm gonna cover my eyes because I have very oily lids. If you don't have that issue, then you don't have to do that. So alright, so there it goes. I don't even know how long was this live. I'm about to check. Yeah, Wet n Wild has some really, how long? Can somebody tell me how long is this live? Because I can't figure it out. Yeah, it cruelty free. So if you like cruelty free products, Wet n Wild has one. I already did my eyebrows off camera, so if you was wondering why I didn't do my eyebrows, I did that off camera. But this is the whole, I was trying to keep it down. Sean, seriously, 2 hours? Yo, he's a liar. Yo, Sean is a liar. He said 2 hours. Yo, you're such a... Anyways. Alright, so this is the final look. This was requested by my sister. A super natural wearable. Yo, I hate ya. I really do. I hate ya. But this is a very super natural, like a very natural glam look for anybody. Thank you so much for letting me know how long it is. Very simple, not too heavy, very light. And so for anybody who wants to go put this on for work, it's very lightweight. You're not gonna feel like I have overly done my eyes. It's just too much. I don't want to bring too much attention for work. This is very gentle. You can wear it for work. You can wear it wherever you're going. You can wear it for date night if you want to. If you're very scared of applying on makeup, this is a very good start when we apply this. Obviously in my next tutorial we could elevate this look and create a brown smoky eye. Hi Zoe, it's me Zoe. How are you? And if you want to, we could elevate this look to a more dramatic look, but this look was dedicated for my sister because she went ahead and said do a natural glam look. Jody was laughing because I sent her different emojis of how I was gonna give ya different looks. Oh no, you could tell him right now. He's right here. So we need the makeup with the mask look. With the mask. Say hi.
I cannot see anything.
Okay, he said he doesn't see anything, but
because you're light.
Frankie, he said when he sees you, he's gonna bite you. But yeah, so a very simple look, very natural, not natural, but very simple glam look that you could do. And I hope it was very easy for you guys. Any looks you guys want me to create next, let me know in the comments below after the video goes live. It'll be nice. We could definitely go elevate it. If y'all want to elevate this look, I already know the next video is purple and blue. Purple and blue is for Logan, Baby Sean, Anastasia. So I gotta go ahead and give those requests for 3 little people that are watching me. So, and I will definitely do those 3 that look. So I have 3 requests. But obviously for the next look, I want to show you guys the contouring and how to contour your face and understand the proportions of what you want to contour and elevate those contours without feeling that you have to be scared and feeling like you contour way too much. But we will definitely do that in the next video. Also want to say thank you. I was super nervous on this live. I want to say thank you so much for everyone who watched the live. I really appreciate it. We're definitely Frankie say you can't see me, Baby Sean.
I can.
He said he can. Oh, Stacia P is with my mom, so she's the one who's writing under my mom's name, Frankie. So in the next video we'll definitely do another look, but I have to do the request of Baby Sean, Anastasia, and Logan that said purple and blue. So we're gonna definitely do that look, and then we'll definitely do a different look, and we're gonna elevate it. For those who are scared of bright colors, we're gonna do the browns and the neutrals. We're gonna elevate those, and then we're gonna work ourselves to not be scared of bright colors. We cannot be scared. I know bright colors will be the most difficult thing to do, but it's not. Trust me. I love doing bright colors. That is my forte. Cynthia, if I would show you the text me and Jody, oh, thank you so much. If I tell you what the text me and Jody was talking about, because I told her, yo, I haven't done a natural glam look in so long. And she's like, you better get your act together. Because she's like, don't go on live and act like a fool and you get somebody not what they asking for. And I was like, and I said her emojis that I was going to give the clown look. And I was like, that's how I'm going to give you. I said, oh, here's the natural look. And I just overly went and took it to another level. So I control myself in this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Luna. Yeah, I wanted to make it super easy, and it's hard with like these videos. You can't make it under. Yes, Logan, I got you. But I want to say thank you to everybody who watched the video, who joined my live and was here supporting me. It really means so much, because in the bottom of my heart, I was so scared. And I want to say thank you so much. Go ahead and share the live, and I appreciate it. And I will share everything that I used and the pillow pads that you guys are asking me about. I'll link it below, and I will share a DIY on a lip scrub also for you guys. I want to say thank you and bye. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next live. Bye. Then the next one, I don't know, Luna. I'm trying to like get the nervousness of this one, but I'm gonna try to do a next one. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll keep you updated. Thank you. Bye, everyone.